Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
Hello everyone, I am Renu Lakshmi and I will be your host for today's VRCade 2.0 Knowledge Session 2. Today we will be exploring the technical aspects of AR and how it can be implemented to solve the real world problems. And today we have a great speaker joining with us. First, I'd like to recognize and thank our key partners for VRCade 2.0. Now, I like to recognize and thank our key partners for VRCade 2.0. WSO2 is our silver partner, a pioneer in open source software and digital solution. WSO2 believes that every digital experience is a people, and people who deserve technology that truly makes their life better. Since 2005, WSO2 has been more than just a technology provider. They have been a trust partner, a working alongside business to simplify how they connect system, protect data, and innovate. Their mission is simple to transform technology from a barrier into an empowering force that fuels success. With a global team by your side, they are here to support you in turning complex challenges into simple, meaningful solutions that makes a lasting impact. Thank you WSO2 for supporting us and making VRK 2.0 possible. Let's give them a round of cheers. And now we'd like to share a short video on WSO2.
reason I chose WSO2 for my internship is because of the interesting projects they have and the chance to work closely with experienced mentors.
Because of its contribution to open source and free food.
Because of its supportive culture.
Because of their open source projects, and I wanted to learn more about them.
Because of its stress-free working environment.
Because of its open culture and being able to talk to people.
Because they are following international
finance and engineering.
With the help of an expert mentors and the people who are experts in their domains really helped me to figure out where I am at and where I should position myself at the industry.
Here at WSO2, the diversity is celebrated.
And Media Horizon is our knowledge partner. Media Horizon is an award-winning digital marketing agency committed to helping businesses succeed. Their expertise and innovative approach to digital solutions have been instrumental in enhancing our initiatives and driving impactful results. We are grateful to have them as a knowledge partner on this journey. Thank you, Media Horizon, for being a vital part of VRCade 2.0. Let's give them a round of cheers. Now, I'm exciting to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Manik Gunawardana. Mr. Gunawardana is the founder and director of Media Horizon, a leading media company strategies. He has extensive experience in content and using it to make learning more interactive and engaging. He will be sharing AR is used in real and potential for the future. Please welcome Manik Gunawardana. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Hi, everybody. So, I'm Manik, founder of Media Horizon. So basically, we are into IT, especially into web and AR. So today we are actually talking about the AR, augmented reality, and of augmented use cases of augmented reality in different areas. Maybe you might be able to have a hands-on experience today with some AR aspects, AR modules that we have actually created. So let me screen. It's actually not a very lengthy presentation, but hold on. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir. We can see your screen.
Right, super. Can still see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see it, sir.
Okay, so so basically, basics of the augmented reality. If you ask me, you will see the augmented reality is actually an enhanced version of the real world. So basically AR uses certain computer hardware to and softwares using apps and certain like devices combine digital information with the real world environment. So maybe you have actually you're familiar with the VR, where you usually need certain kind of devices to get the VR experience. But in AR, you basically overlay that images, or it can be 3D models or something like that with the real world. So most often through a smartphone, or you can actually use a device which is specifically created for certain mixed realities, like you're combining virtual reality with augmented reality, right? So we'll discuss about more about mixed reality in the next few slides in a while, right? So okay, so when it comes to AR, so you have like different types of AR, right? So you can get different types of augmented reality experiences. So one most popular experience would be marker-based augmented reality, where you have like a unique image. We call it a marker, right? That actually triggers the picture or a video or a 3D image, so that you can scan it and augmented reality experience to you, right? So when we talk about the marker-based augmented reality, usually it is associated with a code, or it is associated with the image. Maybe you have actually when you scan something, you put it on the desk, and then you scan that image. You can get an immersive experience there. And when you move that marker, the experience also moves with it, right? This is a marker-based augmented reality. We call it marker-based augmented reality, and that's how it works. So then we have a thing called markerless AR. So markerless AR is basically you don't need a marker. Without the marker, you can actually get the augmented reality experience. So like that is there in the slide. Most probably, if that the object is placed on a surface, markerless AR would be the best way to go, unless of course if you want something to be appeared on a piece of paper or something like that. So markerless AR, you don't necessarily to scan a QR or unique marker to experience this. But what you do is you basically place that object on a flat surface, right? So markerless augmented reality works by scanning the surrounding environment, and there's no trigger photo necessary to receive the augmented reality content. So most probably you will be seeing this in certain apps like IKEA, but even IKEA is actually moving away from the app-based AR and moving to web-based AR, which I'll explain in a while. So this is the markerless AR and how it works. So it can be a 3D object. Mostly it will work with 3D objects, where you put that 3D object on a surface. So where the surface identification is usually there in AR, and then it will actually show you, right? So point the camera to a surface and it detects the surface, and then you can put the object on that surface, and then you can walk around it, maybe pan and zoom it. You basically interact with the object. So that's about the markerless AR. And then you have location-based AR, right? Location-based AR is basically using GPS locations to give you certain AR experiences. Maybe you have heard about this in Google Maps with the app. You get certain augmentation using their application, right? So this is actually their, I think it is getting into certain like smart automobiles and things like that also, where you get the map automated and also certain locations, sorry, not automated, like maps in augmented reality, directions in augmented reality rather, and then certain locations in augmented reality, right? Also, this is actually popular with mixed reality also. So if you combine this GPS location along with the AR aspect, you combine these two, you will see even in mixed reality, there are a lot of things that you can do with location-based AR, right? So GPS or location-based AR solution respond to a sensor of your mobile device, which is the GPS, the antenna and the data received through that, and it allows objects to be placed in certain location, right? So this is popular in gamification also. So you have seen this Pokemon Go, which was actually a popular game back in the day, and in kind of created this trend towards augmented reality, location-based augmented reality, right? So, and as long as the public has the app, they can retrieve it regardless of the time of the day or weather conditions. So basically, it doesn't care what kind of use in this. It just gives you the experience based on your location. So you can come up with like really creative ideas with location-based AR, like I said, gamification or something like that. Or if you want to like appear, like we got this inquiry for location-based augmented reality for a shopping mall where they place certain augmented reality like in certain characters in AR, and then based on the location, they will actually see these characters, right? And then it's kind of a competition. Right? So you can like the possibilities are endless basically when it comes to uh, using this technology for your marketing or promotion or customer engagement. So there are so many things that you can do with this, right? So that is the location-based AR. So let me talk about the usage of AR, right? So there are, like I said, many use cases in many industries. So any of these scans, any of these QR codes, scannable. If you want to try it out and see how it works, right? You can scan any of these QR codes. So the first QR code will bring you a video, right? So that is basically the video-based AR. So doesn't have any markers basically. So this markerless, we can have an experience with this. If you are interested in getting the experience, you can scan this QR code. And then the QR code below is actually a video which is 360 degrees. So basically, when you scan the video, scan the QR code, you'll be taken in inside that video. So it'll be put in the middle, and then basically you can turn around and see how it looks, right? So it's the Brisbane, the skyline. So certain popular industries that are at the moment that are really using the potential of AR would be the real estate industry, retail marketing, furniture, healthcare, even education, and then training and developments, tourism, and so on and so forth. So of course, real estate industry, it's pretty obvious. So you can even have like 3D like walkthroughs. So we have done this in the past, where you see the bare land, and you can basically put your housing plan on that land and see how it actually will look like, right? So in its exact same sizes. That means you have your 3D plan, your house, which is yet to be built, and then you go to your land and basically place it on the land, and you can, using your mobile phone, you can basically see how it will look like, right? And then you can actually even walk through the house and see how it looks like, right? So there's the popular use case. So in real estate industry. Apart from that, if you have the 3D plan of your house, you can always use a marker-based QR code, marker-based AR to scan a marker and place your the object there. Most probably it can be your blueprint for your home. So you can put the 3D model on to your blueprint, and then basically if you turn it around and rotate or do something interactive with it, it will have those interactivity in that, right? So apart from that, you can use the video, like in this example, you can actually use it for marketing purposes. So we have done many video-based augmented reality campaigns in different other countries, or including in Sri Lanka, right? So the retail marketing would be another popular industry where you have like tangible products to sell. Let's say if you have the product in 3D, you can basically give that product experience, how it will look, the size of the product and everything in an augmented reality for your customers, so that the chances of converting that customer, that person to buying your product is high, right? So even the study says, I think about visible, more, maybe not up to the exact same percentage, but up to a considerable percentage, even in Sri Lankan context or any other context in the world, right? So that would be another use case for real retail market, right? And then the furniture, obviously, you can imagine how we can use this for the furnitures. I actually have a sample for furniture industry as well. I think in the next slide. So also the healthcare industry, of course, the training and development, even for healthcare, is actually using augmented reality. You can actually do a lot of things. So we have done one such project with like it is basically education related, but again, healthcare education, right? So where you have like human organs and see how it looks, see how it functions, the cross sections of it, and basically all those kind of informative details, right? So like I said, the education combining with the healthcare. So even education, you can do a lot of interactive things, especially with the kids, for them to interact or see certain things on their mobile, rather than just reading something out of a book. If you bring this print to life, that would be very interesting for the children, right? So even the training and development, there are a lot of use cases. If I give you an example, We once actually had a customer in New Zealand who used the augmented reality application we did, not to their customers, not for their customers, but for their the support staff, right? So they were basically they went to pools. So they were like making pools, and then every pool has a service room. So every service room has a pumping system. So they have like motors, all these plumbing system and everything goes into every one of these service rooms. So one of the challenge that the technical staff was facing every day was whether their systems, they have many systems, like for the pumping and the recycling of water, uh, filtering of water, whether their system is actually fit into that particular service room. So they wanted our system, the augmented reality solution, to come up with a solution where the technical person can go inside the service room and basically place each and every one of these pumping systems and see which one actually fits perfectly, right? So I actually have another sample for something similar to this in healthcare industry, that is for the rehabilitation. So we had once had a client who wanted to do something like that, but this time it's not for the staff, their staff, but for the customers to see how their equipments, rehabilitation equipments, will fit in their rehabilitation centers, right? So certain things like that, and then obviously for tourism, so we made portals where you just walk into a portal and basically see an entirely different kind of a world altogether, right? So that means, like, let's say a person from UK can use this to get the experience that they are basically walking around in Sigiriya, maybe, right? Something like that. So can be used. So if I give you this example, this is another sample. You can actually scan the QR code. First, you need to scan the QR code, and it will bring up the AR camera, and then you'll have to scan this the drone to see how it looks. This is actually a marker-based AR, right? So obviously, this you can't. You can actually interact with it, but it is not something that is there on a paper, right? So by this time, you must be wondering. Now you haven't downloaded any app, right? But you are just scanning the QR code, and then you get the AR experience on your mobile. So this is the new thing that is in the augmented reality. We call this web AR. So all these instances are running on your mobile browser, right? So that means you don't actually need a app to download on your mobile to get this experience. So let me explain a little bit about this app-based AR and a web-based AR. So basically, app-based AR, obviously you need to download an app. So you need to prompt your customers to download an app to get this experience. The problem with downloading an app is people won't like it. Right? So it's very difficult for you to convince a customer to download a specific app just to get a specific, like, an AR experience, unless, of course, if they are willing to use this app for a long term, right? Otherwise, they will be hesitant to install a different app just to get this temporary experience, right? So because of that, now there's a system that runs the AR on your mobile browser. But there are certain advantages and disadvantages. Now, if you think about the app-based AR, obviously you must be knowing that apps has the ability to access the device's hardware, like the processor, RAM, all this hardware power can be used to render these AR objects. So if it is a 3D object, your the mobile app can actually access the processor power, the RAM to basically render that effectively. But when it comes to web AR, you don't actually have that feature at the moment. So I think Android is actually thinking about giving access to the browsers. This has so many things to consider, because if they give the access to the mobile browser to access the device's hardware, there are so many security constraints that actually that's why the mobile developers are reluctant to give this option for the browsers, right? So this is the main problem now. So when it comes to complex 3D animations, it could be 3D animations, it could be like heavy videos or something like that, like in HD quality, or like certain like high quality videos. It'll actually have a problem because this web AR is running on your mobile browser, right? So that is another problem which hopefully we will get a solution from the manufacturers. So this is the markerless experience. So you can scan both these QR codes to see how it looks. So the one QR is associated with this rehabilitation equipment, like I mentioned earlier. So when you scan the QR code, you can basically put this on your environment and see how it will look, right? So you can walk around it, you can do all these things with this because it's all in exact same dimension as the real equipment. So even the furniture, the chair that you are seeing is in the exact same dimension. So that means if you put in your environment, you have the feeling of how it will look if you really make that purchase, right? So this is the kind of experience that you can give with this markerless AR, right? So you will see when you the surface, it actually, right? So you can place the object on basically you put it on the on it. So you always on a surface. So in development platforms, you have like VRCode that is by Google, VRCade that is by Apple, and Vuforia. It's actually it's a cross-platform AR SDK. So Android-based, if it is an Android-based AR, you can use ARCo, right? So you can use certain motion tracking, environmental understanding, light estimation, and things like that, right? ARKit is for iOS-based platforms. Like you can have like facial tracking. So facial tracking is actually there now. It's a common thing now. So motion capture, right? You know, spatial mapping, all those things are possible with these the AR platforms, right? Vuforia again a cross-platform. Both marker-based and markerless AR experiences can be done with these. Or any of these things can be basically used for markerless or marker-based AR experiences, right? So Vuforia is actually very common because it's cross-platform. So you can use it for Android as well as Apple. And then you have when it comes to gaming, mostly you have Unity engine and then the Unreal engine. AR development, basically this it supports AR4 and ARKit both, right? Unreal Engine is actually for high quality visuals used for AR experience that require advanced graphics. So if you have like very advanced graphics, obviously this will not work on your browser, but it will work on a device. So it always has the device constraint when it comes to using these platforms, right? So especially for the gaming. So there are certain limitations in AR. So if you think about the limitations, you definitely will have a limitation in we have problems like render. Like I said, the resolutions rendering will take a lot of time. So there can be certain bottlenecks when it comes to that, and even processing latency. So if you have used something like Oculus, something like that in VR, we have the same limitation in VR as well. So there is a lag, right? So like that, let's say if you move your head, it takes a while for the VR to move, right? So there are so many technical advancements that actually has bring down this latency to a minimal level, but still it's there, right? So these are the problems with AR devices also. Even with Google Vision Pro, something like that, which actually uses the mixed reality, it's somewhat similar, right? So you have to have processing power and memory compatibilities. These are the limitations when it comes to AR in the devices, right? When it comes to the technological aspects, of course, you have certain limitations with surface recognition. So it has to recognize the surface. If you use certain surfaces like glass or something like that, it actually has a problem recognizing glass surfaces. And also, if the surface doesn't have like a texture or something like that, if it is like a completely plain surface, that will also have a problem when it comes to markerless AR for it by the surfaces, right? So many things like that is there. Even accuracy, there are still problems with accuracy. Obviously, if you have seen, if you have used like Apple iPhones and use certain AR functions, there are still small issues with the accuracy, right? So when it comes to AR, again, you have like different formatting of AR files, not just AR files. Like let's say if you're using 3D models or 3D for your AR content, there are so many types of files, so that you'll have to deal with all these problems because it's not actually standardized at the moment. So in certain cases, certain file types will work better, especially when it comes to the operating system like Android and Apple will have certain different ways of rendering their 3D content mostly. If it is a video content, it will be okay. But if it is a 3D content, then there will be problems with Apple and Android because there's no standard. At the moment, there's no standard. Maybe in the future, not maybe, I mean, definitely in the future, there will be standards for AR, like they have actually made the standard for USB-C port, right? So these kind of things will come into the picture in the years, right? Then the future trends. So we are coming to the end of the presentation, basically. So the future trends, obviously, are with the development of the mixed reality. you always know that now Apple is coming up with commercial devices, right? For the normal person to use AR and get the AR experience. Obviously, these devices at the moment will be very costly, but eventually, with the numbers, these devices will be much more affordable in the future, right? So, I would say the Apple has actually made it really like interesting for a person to use these goggles, right? So there are so many other VR goggle providers or VR goggle manufacturers and even mixed reality goggle manufacturers who did this, but they didn't actually have the ecosystem to work with the products, right? So maybe they would have we didn't think about signed up with open source systems. Maybe they should have thought about it, but Apple has actually done it wonderfully. So they have built the mixed reality for a normal person to use, right? So that normal person could enjoy the mixed reality in their day-to-day life, right? So definitely there will be so many apps that's going to be coming into the market with these Apple SDKs and things like that. So even you can actually explore certain things around this area because since it's a new market entirely, it will be very easy for you to get in, and there will be very less boundaries. But when it comes to app marketplaces and things like that, it's now, I mean, almost came to the saturation level. So you will be able to find a lot of applications to do the similar thing now. Now, if you take Google or Apple App Store, and maybe if you search something to do with maybe creating an image or something like that, there are so many things, so many applications that are there, right? And getting into these app marketplace is actually not very easy. But when it comes to mixed reality, I'm pretty sure that they will actually not have like a stingy like stringent process to approve your app in mixed reality, right? So mixed realities, so especially with this Vision Pro, will have its own kind of applications. So since they want more people to like create applications, develop applications for all these devices, so this especially the Vision Pro, I'm pretty sure they will actually encourage people to come up with ideas, and this is the time to get into the business of AR more than ever, right? And of course, you have certain like AI generative content, like a lot of things with AI. So pretty much you can combine AI with AR and basically if you come up with something, I mean, that can combine these two technologies together to do something in a better way, maybe, or completely change the behavior of the users or the products, or they are basically day-to-day life, right? These trends would be the future trends in augmented reality, especially the mixed reality, right? So that's about the things that actually I think there were technical aspects of AR that was added into this presentation, but I had to skip that part because technical side is something that is very like first thing, actually, I'm not the person who develops the application. So the technical part obviously has to come from a person who's actually developing the application, right? So I'm just the person who knows about the system just enough to sell the product or come up with certain ideas. But when it comes to hands-on experience, I don't have actually hands-on experience in coding. So that's why I actually omitted that part from the presentation. Hope it'll be a useful presentation today. And if you have any kind of questions about the technology and the usefulness of the technology or the use cases, definitely you can ask any of the questions from me. I'm open for questions. Yeah, answer. I think you got a question. It says, Shanaka, right? You talk about web-based and app-based AI platforms. How to decide which platform is more suitable for a specific use case. So it depends, Shanaka. It depends. Like I said, complex rendering, complex content will definitely need some processing power. So if you need then processing power, you definitely will have to go for a app AR. But app AR, I would say, is a dying technology at the moment because of the same reason that I've explained. Because people don't like to install an app unless you incorporate the AR aspect into their existing app. Like, let's say a bank, right? So most of the bank's customers, maybe they'll be using the application to do their banking, right? So if you can incorporate the AR aspect into the existing bank app, right? Existing app, that'll work. But then again, you have to be mindful when it comes to app AR. You have to think about the updates. So that means every year there will be so many updates for any operating system, right? So mobile operating systems will have a lot of updates happening throughout the year. So your application might have certain incompatibilities along the way when you have the app, right? So that means, like, let's say Apple or Android release an update, suddenly your application is actually not compatible. It won't happen suddenly, but you will actually get the like the beta version of the update before they release it to the public. So until they'll give you a period of time for you to make your application compatible with that version. So it's a tedious process. So in web-based AR, you don't have that problem, right? So you don't have to think about app updates, keeping everything safe, secure, submitting it to a review process every time you release an update, nothing like that, right? So this is the basically, I can't say it's the deciding point, but the deciding point has to be based on the experience that they are going to give, like you want to create. But this is something to think about when it comes to even proposing a solution for your customers. Maybe you might think, okay, app-based AR, suddenly right? And you come up with a really nice idea, which of course ultimately will fail when it comes to marketing side, right? So always think about not just the technical aspect of the idea, but also the marketability. So this is something that we even from our customers sometimes we understand, they need to do a lot of things like very creative things, which is perfect, right? When it comes to ideas, concept-wise, these are really nice. But when it comes to the development, those are actually not compatible. No, I use the word compatible. No, not it's not about compatibility. You can make it compatible, but it'll be more towards the app AR than the web AR, right? So that's the thing. Unless maybe you might have in a different world, like maybe let's say if it is a walkthrough or something like that, where you give your device to your customers to have that experience, no problem. So that means you have the limitations or anything like that covered on your device. So there will be no limitations for that. Because the customer doesn't need to download an application onto their device. So you are giving that device the application installed. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, Shana. Any other questions? Let me know. Put it in the comments. That's okay. Okay, can you give some general tips for finding a real world problem that will suit an AR-based solution? But balancing the cost of it is aspect. So Chaturmini, there can be so many ideas, right? So most common real world problems. Okay, real world problems. It's a very difficult question to answer there, but there will be so many real world problems that you might be able to answer through AR. So AR at the moment is a marketing tool, right? It's a marketing tool. The only time we actually really solved a practical problem with AR was that pool incident, right? So the customer had the problem, they had the problem because every time they will face different kind of issues. They'll have to change the plans or change the way that they assemble their pumping systems. So if they had this earlier, they would not have that problem, right? So that's why they have actually used this. It's an app-based solution, right? So at that point, when we did that project, it was the web AR technology was not available. So we created an application and we've given that application to their technical staff. So they didn't had any device problem because anyway, their technical staff were using it. So it's their own devices, no problem. So that's the only real world problem that we actually resolved with AR. But apart from that, we actually haven't got any real world problems per se to resolve with AR. So I can't give you an answer 100%, but maybe if you can think about certain things and see how it actually can be resolved, whether it is possible to resolve within with the AR solution, maybe you might be able to come up with an idea. But there are so many things that you can do actually with AR. Only the limitation is that whether you have to do it in app-based or web-based. Anything else? Hope that's about it, right?
So there is one more question in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I just got it. Yeah. How can we move into the scope of mixed reality, starting from AR? Can you explain more about this integration? So mixed reality is actually not a something that is very old AR. It's basically AR. Mixed reality is actually AR, but it's the device that actually makes it mixed reality. That's the difference. So mixed reality goggles are transparent goggles, right? So rather than wearing it and you will be taken into a completely virtual environment, right? Virtual reality. In mixed reality, you basically mix your environment with this AR. So that is basically AR. Mixed reality is basically AR. The only difference is how you experience it. That's it. That's it. Right? So that's the only difference. So I hope I answered this question. So integration wise, I don't think there'll be like a huge kind of a limitation or difference in integrating this with anything else? Okay, all good.
Thank you, sir, for the engaging and insightful AR session and for the incredible AR experience. We really enjoyed those by viewing those QR codes, and really it's a different experience.
Welcome. Experience sharing this knowledge with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, then take care.
Thank you, Mr. Manik Gunawardana, for sharing your knowledge with us today. And it is a very informative session. And thank you all the participants and asking great questions. That's it for knowledge session 2. And stay tuned for more sessions where we continue to explore through fascinating world of VR, AR, and MR. See you all soon.
Recording stopped.